Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and on today's video I will be talking about the chances of the Philippines of ever winning again, or at least getting to the semifinals, to the you know to the top 10 or top 5, at least in the Miss Universe organization or Miss Universe pageant. So as we all know, since it's already partially owned, a majority held by a Mexican businessman, and then the 49% is held by a Thai businesswoman. So people are wary about the Philippines ever performing well in the Miss Universe pageant. So yeah, if we may go back to the 90s, where the Latinas, with a sprinkling of North American winners like Canada, USA, and India, and other countries, including Trinidad and Tobago and Botswana winning. I believe the same thing will happen in the mid 20s and the decade of the 30s, this coming decade of the 30s, and even the 40s. If if the Philippines does not how do you call this, send somebody that is really winnable, like perfect, flawless from top to bottom, and in communication skills as well. Because, as we all know, history repeats itself, and the best indicator of future performance is previous performance. So, um, we can apply it to this. In the 90s, it was all as I mentioned, those countries, and we actually had a 1999. We had the first runner-up, which was Miriam Kiambao. So, and then now that it was owned by the Thai, and then there were already talks of a Latin business was planning to own the company, but one of the candidates, I forgot what candidate it was, they were interested in the or they had influence in the pageant somehow. So, but yeah, so a host country is always, as well, because it was held in El Salvador. It has also influence on the taste of the pageant. So that is very much possible. Although it's really about the judges as well, because sometimes, depending on the it's really preference of the judges, and then most of the judges were like Hispanic, or has Hispanic heritage. So the they were leaning more towards glamazons, which the Latin Americans or Hispanic countries are really known for when they enter beauty pageants. And them as a people, they're really lively, energetic, and yeah, magnanimous with regards to treating people, or dealing with the public. So yep, let's take a look at history and see how we can learn from what has happened in the past to apply it now, so that we can tell what is possible to happen in this coming years with the in the Miss Universe pageants. So let's begin with the how do you call this, the rise of the Latin countries. So they began to be more visible in the 80s. They Venezuela always came into the finalist, but in the 80s the Philippines still came in, because in the 80s there was still a balance of femininity, meekness, and the it was still very traditional, still very conservative. But in the 90s and in the Trump era, they were looking for a young lady who could attract the Latin American market, because one of um, it was a Telemundo showing the Miss Universe pageant was drawing in a lot of viewership for the pageant itself. So yeah, that's why they kept on winning. Allegedly, that is my theory. So yeah, and also they, especially Venezuela and Colombia, they are just very well trained in terms of the aspect of pageantry. But if you notice, they are cookie cutter, so it's the same stance, it's the same look, it's the same, even up to the evening gowns. It's repetitive. It's like a factory. Like it's like they're manufacturing dolls. Like every year, season after season, every all production line is very uniform. So you would know if somebody's from Colombia. You would know if somebody's from Venezuela. So yeah, there is a pattern. There is no personality, and that is what the Philippines is different. Um, how the Philippines is different. It's never cookie cutter, and what I've noticed with the how do you call this, Philippines organization, which is it used to be Binibining Pilipinas, then now Miss Universe Philippines. They do not, how do you call this, manufacture the candidate. They let the candidate, they train the candidate, and they let the candidate shine, bring out their own personality, and they do not force the candidate to change themselves. Um, I know for a fact, or I'm not really I know for a fact, but yeah, we the Philippines never wanted to. It's really anti plastic surgery, so because the Binibining Pilipinas pageant came from how do you call this, past wherein they were picking ladies from, I don't want to say high society, but well bred, or ladies who were raised well, ladies who were born with a silver spoon. So yeah, that literally means high society. But yeah, like these are debutantes. You can call them debutantes, like from good families, ladies from good families, and yep. So that's why up to the last years of Binibini Pilipinas, having the Miss Universe franchise, it has always been paramount for them to send a candidate who is squeaky clean, who is well trained in terms of manners, like ladies who, how to call this, are, yeah, um, impeccable and very well bred, sir, to speak, and ladies who are not who would not speak out of their turn. So it's not it's not you know what I mean. So the tendency is these ladies would go into the pageant meek and not so confident, and so not sure how to call this, not go-getters. So they do not go out of their way to really show off or shine, or they do not peacock to, but which is different from the um, Hispanic or Latin American culture, where they are always convivial. They're always yeah, they're vivacious. They're bubbly. They're sunny. They're always um, I can say loud, not but yeah, like you can feel that they can command, or they command presence, or if I may say so. But yeah, but that's just my opinion. I might be wrong, but yeah, they, even the ladies that are 19, 20, they're really confident and show a and show a lot of personality. So yeah, that's enough about comparing the two. How to call this? The two types of the two polar opposites of the beauty pageant candidates, the Filipina and the Latin Americas, the Latinas. All right, so going back to history, so when Miriam Kimball was trained, not sure what if it was in Venezuela or Colombia, but she was. I'm always confused about where she was actually trained. And so what happened is because she was taught the best ways to pose for herself. So although we're saying that they're cookie cutter, but still somehow the way they train the ladies are they're still taught to pose to walk that best suits them. So it is still manufactured, but you can really see a pattern like when on in during the 1999 Miss Universe pageant, we can really see the training that Miriam Cambao got from either Venezuela or Colombia. So the pose, the arms or the hands on the waist, which actually emphasized her shoulders and her very tiny waist during the swimsuit competition. I think she was either ranked first or second during that in that performance. And then come evening gown, still the same pose. She looked like the Miss Universe logo. So I've never heard anybody mention that she was totally the Miss Universe logo, the figure, the shape, the leanness of the body. She was exactly, she looked like the Miss Universe logo. Um, yeah, so the proportions and her tripping or tripping during the preliminary competition during the evening gown got her a lot of applause from the audience because she really looked classy when she actually how do you call this, stood up again from tripping. And all right, so judging from that, she was trained like a glamazon, but her conservative upbringing actually made her clam up during the final question. And Trinidad and Tobago, oh no, Botswana, who was already competed in the Miss World previous year, a couple of years before that, she she was already confident, like she held the stage, like you know what I mean. She had confident in being in front of the stage or on the stage in front of a big audience. And I guess um, Miss Philippines, Miriam Kiambao's mindset, her strong beliefs, and the strictness of the Binibining Pilipinas organization or Binibining Pilipinas Charities Incorporated, their very strict rules and their policies. I guess any other organization is strict, but yeah, that made her not think outside the box. So Miss Botswana did not care, just spoke her truth. Like, of course, she should be able to, continue with her reign even if she falls pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, it is the popular answer. It is the politically correct answer. It is the not even politically correct. It's the popular answer. So yeah, you should be thinking about openness, open-mindedness, not being restrictive. So yeah, um, the Latin American countries are very conservative, but and the Hispanic, including Spain, which was one of the three finalists during that time, they had a bit of a She was also not sure of herself, I believe, during the final answer. I mean, during the final question. So yeah, the Spanish are very conservative. If you only know, although they already sent a transgender woman in the Miss Universe organization during the IMG era, if I may emphasize, IMG era. So it's not a marketing ploy. Even in the IMG era, transgenders were already accepted. Transgender women were already accepted. They are female. Their identity document is female, so they are women. So the people who keep saying that, including some transgender women, actually, they're not subscribed to transgender women joining beauty pageants for natural born women. It's a bit of a, how do you call this, denial of the self. Like, isn't it part of the psychological test that you feel like a woman, like you feel trapped in a man's body, you feel like a woman trapped in a man's body? So yeah, that's one of the, although that's not how the question is worded, but that is the those are some of the questions like that is asked in the questionnaire before you go through to gender reassignment surgery, or even before transitioning. That's because that's a whole, it's step by step. And the first is before you take the before you are getting assisted through your transition medically, and yeah, in the proper medical process. Yeah, that's how it is. So right, too much blabbering here. This video is gonna be very long again. So yeah, and going back to this, so that's point one. So we already saw an example of, it was the 90s, the Latinas were winning or holding their own, but because it was held in Trinidad and Tobago, the judge mix and the audience mix is, of course, the locals, the Trinidadians, and then the judges are, there were like more like from the, some of them were like from the modeling industry, from the sports, if I remember correctly. So somewhere from the entertainment industry. So it is a varied group of judges. It is totally unlike what happened recently, the recent Miss Universe pageant, where a lot of them may have been from different industries, but generally most of them were from the entertainment, social media. So social media is still in entertainment. So they were more like in the media industry, and so lo and behold, most of them had Hispanic, or were Hispanic, or had Hispanic ancestry. So yeah, so taste preference wise, the winner would be Latina. And Miss Thailand, who tried to really be like a Latina, came on top as well, became first runner up. Miss Australia, very Caucasian, light colored eyes, blonde hair, looked like a looked like a goddess, although the hair is dry, the gown is a wedding dress. She actually did well too. So now going to the part that Michelle D only did not make it to the top five, and that's because I would not say she only made it. She did not make it to the top five. It's actually a big achievement already that she made it through the top 10, if I may remember correctly. It's only top 10, right? So because she prepared like a glamazon, she had wardrobe, she had everything is on point, head to toe. So So yeah, so judging from those two instances, performances of the Philippines in a very Latin heavy era, the first one, the 90s, then in a Latin heavy environment, the um, the venue is El Salvador. Of course, the audience would be the locals, the El Salvadorians, if that's how they are called, and the judges are mostly um, from are of um, Hispanic or have Hispanic ancestry. So yeah, the result will be taste and preference, and you know what I mean. But we sent, or I didn't really send. I'm not included with that part. I did not really send Michelle D like that, but Michelle D came and prepared prepared and came as a glamazon. So yeah, that's why she really performed well. The only thing is she is not her beauty is not Eurocentric, so she is more Asian looking. Miss Thailand was Eurocentric. They were trying to make her look Latina, but being looking Latina is still a Eurocentric ideal of beauty. So the big eyes, the the tan. Yep. So yep, they love that the tan color because you look like you've been to the you have summered in the beaches of you know pick whichever exotic island paradise it is. So that's what they love, and yep. So Eurocentric. So what should the Miss Philippines be like? So yeah, someone who is Eurocentric in terms of beauty. So that is what we should send. Or yeah, she, she should be packaged like a European beauty, or to some extent like that. So and to a degree, up to a degree of becoming or looking like a glamazon. So it's we cannot say that it is we will have less chances of winning. We almost made it during Miriam Kimball's time, 1999 Miss Universe. And all right, sorry about that. And also Michelle D's performance, everything was actually against her, like the venue, the audience, the judges. So the odds were actually stacked against her. So, but she prepared well, and I believe that was a stellar performance. Amazing, amazing, beautiful performance, and I cannot ask for anything more from her. She did really well, and we can definitely see that in the coming years we will still be doing well as long as we send somebody in that it's not a level, but it in type of that type of look, that type of performance, the that type of preparation. So yeah, so let's be positive. And although how do you call this, the odds are stacked against Asians or Asian looking queens, we should still continue to push and rally behind our Miss Philippines candidates in the Miss Universe pageants in the coming years and decades to come. All right, that's it for this long video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe so that I'll be encouraged more to upload more videos and share my opinion about everything beauty pageant. Good night. Have a good one wherever you are.